What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Power Play with CJ. I just want to focus in on the annual thing the Boston Bruins seem to be doing, whether it's intentional or just coincidental. In terms of drafting a Massachusetts born player, somewhat high. Last year was Ryan Donato. 2 years ago it was Ryan Fitzgerald, and then 2012 was Matt Grzelcyk. They've definitely done a great job at infusing Bay State kids into the organization, which I think is a great thing. And all three of those kids can play, and I've seen them all play in person, and I'm really impressed with how they play the game. This year they've got a shitload of possibilities in terms of local kids they can add to the organization. Obviously, Noah Hannafin and Jack Eichel will not be available, but you look at even that first round pick, that Colin White would be a decent pick with the 14th selection. Can't go wrong with the two-way center from Hanover, bound for Boston College. And you look at the later rounds. Whether it's a David Cotton or a Cam Askew, a John Marino, whoever, you can definitely add one of those kids later on. I think being from the same neighborhood, maybe a little biased here, but I think Cam Askew in the 6th round would be a very, very, very good pick for the Bees. Likewise, if you want to take a flyer on Marino in the 3rd or 4th round, I think that'd be a good pick. Cotton could go as high as the 2nd round. Again, I think not only is it like a sympathy, like, oh, you're from the area, we're gonna draft you, but I think all those kids can play, and I think it's really cool to have these highly touted kids from the area drafted by the Bees playing their college hockey, in the neighborhood. I think that's definitely a really, really cool thing. Seeing Grzelcyk and Fitzgerald go head-to-head a couple times last year at BC and BU was really fun. Both those kids can play, and I'm really impressed with the progress both of them have made. Grzelcyk was one of the best defensemen in college hockey last year, and Fitzgerald's got a really underrated skill set. So, again, I'd love to see the Bees drafting a local kid, and we'll see what happens. Should definitely be a very, very big draft for the team in black and gold as they look to make a splash and open the Sweeney era with a bang. Going back to Askew, I think the team, as much as they're going in the skill department, I think adding some sandpaper. Grew up in Saudi, 2.5-3 miles from the Garden, would be a very, very wise move. I think the offense is still in the system. He had 45 points this year on Washington. It wasn't exactly he was a complete non-effect. Put on a great line, but I think to add him with a late round pick kid that really entered his Quebec junior career as a projected top pick would be wise. Even Askew's teammate up there, Connor Garland, would be a phenomenal value pick. The kid had 130 points last year, just absolutely dominated junior hockey. So, again, there's a ton of good possibilities, and I hope the Bruins continue their little running tradition of grabbing a Massachusetts kid in the draft. Anyway, that's all I can episode of the Power Play with CJ. Stay tuned for episodes throughout the playoffs and beyond. Later, guys.